The following podcast will contain spoilers and coarse language. My name is Carl.
My name is Ari.
And this is Great Expectations, the movie review podcast where we talk about what we expected and what we got, and we don't stay on topic. Today we are talking about 2016's Warcraft, the beginning.
Did they add the beginning? I
think they must have
yeah,
afterwards.
because I remember ages ago it was just called Warcraft.
Yeah, same.
And they're like, we gotta call it the beginning because it might have the sequel.
But then in America, I think it's just called Warcraft. And then in Australia, in England, it's Warcraft, the beginning.
I don't like how they call it. I don't like when they do.
I don't like, especially for their
subtitles.
first film.
I don't like when they're doing anything.
What about Lord of the Rings? Would you just prefer to?
Well, that's different, but because they're like, it was like that in the book.
Yeah.
Like the Return of the King, Two Towers, the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
They're the fucking.
So
that's
if
the
it's
name
based
of
off
the
a
books.
book and it has a subtitle, it's cool. But movies don't. Like,
Well, Lord of the Rings is a series.
yeah.
And each one of those is the title of the book itself. So it's different. Like,
But
this
like,
is,
you're okay with Harry Potter doing it as well, right?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it's the name of a fucking book. But if it's like fucking such and such a Revelations or such and such a beginning,
Okay, so like
such and such a fucking
Matrix, you don't like? You'd prefer
No.
2 and 3?
Yeah. Well, I don't like any of them really.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like as a title.
Yeah, Matrix 2, Matrix 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that they do it on the first movie. This is just too cocky.
No.
I don't like that they go Warcraft the beginning. It's like, because we know we're
Yeah.
going to fucking kill it
Well,
at the
they've-
box
In
office.
fucking China.
And at the
yeah.
moment,
In
we'll see.
China.
It's got it needs to make at least 400 million to probably break even. At the moment, it's sitting at about 360 million. But like for it to get a sequel, it probably needs to get like around 600 million.
Is that likely?
It'll be tough.
How long has it been out for?
2 weeks, I think.
Right.
It really needed to do well in America, but like the fact it's probably going to fail to hit like 50 million over there is pretty poor.
Yeah, but like, isn't World of Warcraft really popular?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, but this movie could have a massive DVD life type of thing.
Yeah.
Like it could be like Batman Begins.
Do DVDs help? Like,
Yeah.
sequels and shit?
So Batman Begins only just broke even,
Right.
and then it had huge numbers on sales, and people were like, when it was on TV, it had tons of viewership and stuff like that, and then it became so successful that they gave Christopher Nolan more money to do The Dark Knight, and then that movie made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So it's like Kick-Ass was the same. That was a flop in cinemas, and then it did really well on DVD.
Yeah, I didn't see it in cinemas, so on DVD.
Yeah.
Back when I watched DVDs.
Yeah.
They still make DVDs. That's so fucking weird.
Let's get into the plot of this movie. The peaceful realm of Azeroth stands on the brink of war as its civilization faces a fearsome race of invaders, orc warriors fleeing their dying home to colonize another. As a portal opens to connect the two worlds, one army faces destruction and the other army faces extinction. From opposing sides, two heroes are set on a collision course that will decide the fate of their families, their people, and their home. Written by the official website of Warcraft: The Beginning.
It's not too bad synopsis.
Yeah, pretty concise, pretty to the point. I wish I had known that plot before going in,
What
then
did
I
you
wouldn't
think
have been confused for the first like 25 minutes.
Didn't you read that thing I sent you? That gave you a little bit of backstory without spoilers?
I didn't realize that was I thought it was with spoilers, so
No, it was without spoilers. That's why I sent it to you. It gave you like a little bit of backstory on all the
I wish
characters.
I'd read that.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it more because of that, for sure.
okay. Yeah, so I was fucking lost. Anyway, let's get into our expectations for this movie.
Okay.
Ari, what are your expectations for Warcraft: The Beginning?
I don't know, I was like, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I don't know, it looks like another big budget CGI crap fest. And then I was like, it could be alright. And then it came out, and I heard all this shit from all the critics. And then some people liked it, so I was like, could be alright. Yeah, so I went into it thinking it'd be decent. Those are my expectations, decent expectations.
Yeah. Going into this, my expectations were so fucking low.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch this movie at all. I probably wouldn't have watched this until it was out on DVD.
Like,
so here we have it's directed by Duncan Jones.
you like him?
Yeah, love him. He did Moon and he did Source Code, 2 really good movies.
He's David Bowie's son, which I just learned, which is fucking crazy.
And he seems like a fucking trooper after that interview.
Yeah.
Love him. He was just like, fuck, that interviewer was such an asshole to him.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Google the interview between BBC and Duncan Jones.
There's just like...
He got death threats and stuff after...
Wait, the interviewer?
Yeah, the interviewer did.
Did Duncan Jones also get death threats?
No, he didn't get any death threats. He treated it like a gentleman and a scholar.
No, not because of the interview.
Oh, because of the movie?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, I might be thinking there's something else.
Like, this movie's being pretty positive by fans of the
Yeah.
game, because they can understand it a bit.
Yeah, like I said, apparently there's a shitload
Yeah,
of
apparently,
references.
so I was reading up on it, like, after the movie.
Like,
and
you remember that bit when there was that little gremlin thing for like a second?
Yeah.
Like, that was definitely a reference to something.
Yeah.
Like, and I had someone laugh, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Is that... What is... I didn't understand either.
But basically, Duncan Jones is awesome. I've been waiting for somebody to give him, like, $200 million to make a movie.
Yeah, but...
And then, originally, when I found out that he was attached to this, and before the trailers came out, and seeing the cast, has a good cast.
Yeah, the main lad, he's lad from Vikings.
Yeah.
Is he in Vikings?
Yep.
Have you?
No, I haven't seen Vikings.
Yeah,
No.
you should watch Vikings, man, it's good.
Yeah, my brother tells me I'd love it.
It's good.
Yeah.
He's good, he's an Australian guy.
It's Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
But,
a lot
like,
now.
his accent in the movie is the same accent from Vikings, kinda.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because it's like, he's trying to do the, like...
Gruffles.
No, the Viking accent, like Scandinavian,
Yeah.
like... It's fairly similar. But I don't think it's exactly the same.
Yeah. Anyway, so I had a good cast and I had a good director. And I was actually... Basically, everybody was kind of like, is this going to be the first really good video game movie, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see about that by the end of this podcast. But then the trailers came out and it was so much CGI.
I mean,
And it
it kind of
didn't
had
look
to be.
like... But it didn't...
I mean, all the fucking orcs, like, you can't live action that really, can you? Because they're massive.
No, you can't. And I mean, that was because, like, in the movie, they look so much better than they did in the trailer.
Great.
They look great in the movie.
They're like real people.
But I mean, just like a lot of just all the environments were synthetic. Like, why can't we make it like the first 3 Lord of the Rings movies? Why can't we make fantasy
So
films
you mean
like
the
that?
first 2? There's only 3 Lord of the Rings cards. There's 3 Lord of the Rings, and then there's the
Oh, it's
others.
fine. The 3 Lord of the Rings movies. Why can't we make movies like that anymore?
Yeah,
Why can't we make it with backgrounds, with a ton of extras?
But like the orcs in that were like makeup and shit.
Yeah.
But they
look
weren't.
good.
They weren't giant monsters with fucking biceps as big as your fucking head.
No. They can still do them as like because their CGI look good. I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining about the background.
Yeah.
I'm complaining about like they even digitally redid the faces of all of the dwarves, and I'm like, why couldn't
the dwarves look weird?
Yeah, I was like, you had really good looking dwarves in Lord of the Rings. Gimli looked great.
Yeah.
Like why?
But-
and he even looked like Gimli in this movie.
Yeah. But Carl, this is based off a property that looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's fairly faithful to World of Warcraft. Like, the scenery is like meant to be bright and fucking weird. Like, the fucking castle is ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like fairly accurate. And it's a fucking silly property, I reckon. World of Warcraft. It looks fucking weird. A lot of magic and bullshit.
Yeah.
Way more childish than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And then, so after these trailers came out, they were really shitty, and the reviews came out, and it was bombing, and everyone was kind of hating on it. I had no desire whatsoever to watch this movie.
Yeah, well.
Whatsoever. And I went in with such low expectations. I was not excited to watch this whatsoever.
Oh yeah, you went pretty late, didn't we?
Yeah, we went at 9:30 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
And so it didn't finish until like midnight, like 11.
Like 10 to 12.
Yeah. So yeah, low expectations on my end.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the top 5 actors of this movie, and we'll see how we thought they did.
Okay.
Alrighty. So number 1 is Travis Fimmel.
Yeah, that's the Vikings guy.
Yeah.
He's good. I like him. He doesn't have a lot of...
Credits.
Yeah. All he's done really is Vikings in this.
So what do you think of him in this movie?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think he was... He was trying to be like the lovable dick.
Yeah, he did a fairly good job of that.
Yeah, I think he did okay.
Like when the lad was on the ground and he like
yeah,
put out his hand to help him up, and then
yeah,
the psych.
yeah,
Yeah, that was very funny.
yeah. I mean, there were like there were good like little things in this. The fact that this movie isn't completely humorless.
Yeah, but his relationship with his son was just like he gives a shit.
Oh,
His
as
son
soon as
was
his son
fucked. And
showed
no one
up,
cared about his
I thought for sure that son was gonna die.
Yeah.
He was basically like, "You're not prepared to be on the battlefront,"
But
and it was
go
like,
out and-
"No,
yeah.
I'll go out there." And it's like, "Well, guess what's gonna happen to you then?" Because, yeah. But overall, yeah, I think you did okay.
Yeah.
You have a lot of these like tentpole movies where you have your main characters very, very stoic and blank faced.
He was barely even the main character, really.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have a lot of screen time.
It's him that's on the poster, right, with Toby Kebbell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think but like,
He'd be the main character of the people side of this story.
yeah.
Yeah. Next we have Paula Patton as Gerona?
Oh,
Garona?
The
The
orc
green,
chick. Yeah.
green chick.
You know that she's meant to be. You remember those blue elf in the start of the movie that got killed by the wizard?
Oh yeah.
Orc? She's meant to be half them and half orc. Like that's never explained in the movie.
Didn't get
But
that
in
whatsoever.
that thing I sent you, it told you this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I actually understood that because they never said in the movie. They
Yeah,
said
neither.
half breed and like fucking I'm not orc and shit like that. They never
Yeah.
fucking said it in the movie.
Why do we have some of the orcs are green and some are
Yeah, I think that was to do with the magic, the fell evil green magic.
so the green
So
ones
that-
are more evil?
Yeah,
They're a
they've
different
been
point.
slightly affected by it,
Yeah.
I think, and that's why like Toby Kebbell wasn't as evil because he hadn't been affected by it,
Alright.
and like but his kid went green after the
yeah.
wizard magic that did.
What color? What? It came out.
What?
It came out a different color to begin with.
Yeah, because I think it was like dead because it went through the portal.
Oh, so that was a dead fetus.
Yeah,
Right. I did not pick up that it had died. I thought it was still actually.
I thought
It was
that
still kicking, but yeah.
I thought that the mom had sex with one of the blue ones. and it
Yeah,
was, like,
same.
half
I
blue.
thought that it would cheated.
Yeah,
Like,
same. But then like it turned green, so I was like, okay, it must have just been dead
yeah.
because it went through the portal.
Yeah. So straight away I thought that something had because I thought that the guy was going to kill the child.
I was very surprised that he brought it back to life.
Yeah, 'cause I was
he's an
like-
evil dude, for sure.
Because wasn't everyone really angry that like
they brought the pregnant chick. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but Paula Patton, what do you think of her in this?
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she's alright actually. She didn't do much.
Yeah, she doesn't get to do a lot except
Yeah.
walk around and give exposition.
Yeah.
And
Like
then I think
the bit when she was like, broken bones heal stronger, and then she was like,
I've
I've
got
had a lot of broken bones.
Yeah.
And I was like, doesn't mean that you're fucking strong. Because you have a
You imagine
shitload
she,
of
like,
broken
stepped
bones.
up and like all of her bones
Yeah,
just,
you'd
like,
be
collapsed.
fucking deformed as fuck. If you had that many broken bones,
Yeah.
you'd be fucked up.
I'd say that I think she's good, but I think at the end of this movie she doesn't sell what she
Yeah.
as a character particularly has to do. I don't know whether that's like the writing.
What about when they were fucking like, when she killed the king and they were like, oh, I guess we didn't know that well. And I was just like, no fucking shit. You knew her for like a day and a
yeah,
half.
yeah.
That was ridiculous. They fucking barely knew her.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Because that's something that can be completely removed from this
Oh,
movie
but
is that romantic
Apparently
subplot.
I think there's a shitload of stuff cut out. I think there's like 40 minutes.
It's 40
that they
minutes cut out
Yeah.
from the movie, yeah.
But you could tell.
And you could,
when you watch
you
it.
could so obviously tell because the just characters were just like in completely different locations as seen later.
We have to talk about the bit
With the
when-
flower.
Yeah, the fucking magic
Yeah.
man makes a fucking flower, gives
Yeah.
it to the green chick, and she teleports away, and they just fucking skip
Yeah.
to the next scene.
Because I thought that was him betraying her
I think
because he gave it to her and then he was like, and I was like, oh, where's she been sent to?
I think he was,
and then she was just in the next
Yeah.
scene.
I think there was a bit where he was being nice to her,
Mm.
and he was doing something with her family, and that was probably when they explained that she's half blue. thing.
Yeah.
And they cut that out because they're like, they don't need to know this.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably like,
All right. So next we have Ben Foster.
he is the magic man.
Yeah, as
I like Ben
Medivh.
Foster.
Yeah,
Medivh.
Medivh. Yeah,
I like him from Pandora.
I like him
love
from
Pandora.
3 Tender Humor. It's
Oh,
great
yeah.
in 3 Tender Humor.
You didn't like Pandora, did you?
It's okay.
I actually really like.
I like
I want to see more.
a lot of. I found out that movie's 2 scripts that were combined, and one was the sci-fi Saw type of thing where they had to find out while they were on the ship, and then the other one was that one with all those weird alien mutants things, and they combined them, and it's like I really like the.
I think they did a great job of the fucking combination. It's like sci-fi and it's like weird monster thriller.
Yeah, I don't know. I like I'd say I like the first 2/3 of that movie, and I like the ending twist.
Yeah.
It's just there's a part where the 2 mutant people fight because it's like a famous WWE wrestler, and they fight and like they're raping each other. They've got to crawl through all of the mutants to get to a certain stage.
Yeah.
And that's where that movie like kind of loses me.
Yeah.
But I like a lot of that movie.
Fucking what's his name?
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Like the fucking other twist, dude in his head and he's freaking out. Yeah.
Nah, the twist that I loved was that can you remember the actual ending?
Yeah, they've been on the planet for
they've been on.
years.
I loved that they'd been actually undersea the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think it's such an underrated movie, really.
I wonder what it has on IMDb. Should check. Ben Foster looks like he's having a ton of fun in this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, he's enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah.
I thought that his makeup when he turned even more evil was really good.
Yeah.
I really liked his makeup for that.
Another thing that you didn't...
Has a 6.8.
Alright.
It's alright.
Another thing that you didn't get that I got from the thing I sent you was the Wizard Man, Vikings Man, and the King were friends as kids.
The Wizard Man...
Yeah. Ben Foster, Vikings, and the King.
Yeah.
Were
I got that the
friends.
King and the Wizard were friends. I did not get in the slightest.
They were all childhood friends, apparently.
What about when like we first get introduced to Ben Foster and he's like making that big statue thing, and you're just like, oh, that's gonna come back into it.
Yeah.
Dominic Cooper as the King.
Yeah, he's alright. So I reckon it's weird, but how him and his wife are fucking
in Preacher,
and they're like together in Preacher.
Yeah.
That was fucking weird.
I think Dominic Cooper is. I don't want to say he's terrible in this movie.
He's not very kingly, is he?
No, he almost looks bored.
Yeah.
Like, remember, like at the end when he's like, "You have to kill me," he read it so blankly. And I really like Dominic Cooper. I like his small parts in the Marvel films.
I don't remember him in that.
He's Stark. He's the father of Tony.
Oh.
In those movies.
He's in the TV show too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Agent Carter. He's great in The Devil's Double. He's good in Preacher.
He's good in Preacher. Yeah.
He's a good actor. I really like him, but I think that he's not good in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good. Every single time he was on screen, I was like, especially even that when he was trying to split up Ben Foster and Travis Fimmel from fighting, like he was like, "No, don't fight."
Yeah.
Like, come on, Dominic, please. Give me some more here.
What about when the ending is fucking retarded when he's like, "You have to kill me so that I'll honor you," and then she stabs him in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
And then they're also like, "Yeah, you killed the chief."
Yeah.
Like,
you're so much better than our wizard.
Yeah, they're meant to be like fucking all honorable and shit.
Yeah.
And she fucking stabbed him in the back.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It was really funny. I was watching the Graham Norton show, which is a talk show, and Dominic Cooper was on it, and Graham Norton was like, because they hadn't screened the film yet, and Graham Norton was like, so when you join onto a movie like this and you know you're going to be in a franchise, how does that feel? And Dominic Cooper was like,
it's like
and just like completely changed like the question of what was being asked, pretty much. So like Graham Norton obviously had no clue that he had died at the end of this movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was so funny.
I think it's like, I read a bit on Wikipedia that's based on the game. In the game, the king dies as well.
Yeah.
But in the game, actually, I think the evil wizard controls the chick to stab him.
Oh,
like
okay.
with magic. She doesn't do it to become honored or something.
Like, I understand why they put that in there to set up like future stuff, and it's an okay idea, but it's not done well in the movie. It's not done well. Toby Kebbell,
it's fucking great
as what's his name, Duraton or
something.
Antoniades. Maybe he plays two characters in this movie.
Maybe. is definitely the main orc.
Yeah, he's definitely the main orc, and he's by far the best aspect of this movie.
I was surprised Andy Serkis wasn't in this.
Wasn't in it?
Yeah, 'cause he always does motion capture shit.
Maybe he might have been.
This is motion capture, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is motion capture. Yeah, and so Toby Kebbell does such a fantastic job in this movie.
I was so surprised when he died, eh?
Yeah,
I did not see that coming. It was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
This is a fucking big fight, and you're like, okay, he's gonna come back and he's gonna win.
Yeah.
And then just got sucked out.
Yeah.
And it was fucking weird.
Yeah.
But the bit that I liked was when the wizard man, he's been crouched along the whole time for the fight. He takes off his cloak. He's fucking massive. He's got all these spikes in his back.
Oh yeah,
cool,
I really like that.
That was a really good bit.
Became super intimidating suddenly.
Yeah.
It was good.
I didn't see that coming. I was like, he's a fucking old man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're for sure gonna get the shit beat out of you. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a good cast, but I think Dominic Cooper, Paula Patton, and then some of Ben Foster's line readings. Ben Foster sometimes was super cheesy.
But
like his way of he'd pop up and he'd be like, "Well, hello."
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're obviously the bad guy. Like I think we all knew from like the moment one that he was not a good guy in this movie.
Yeah. Like a lot of it is just because it's such a strange property.
Yeah.
It kind of has to be a fucking weird movie.
Yeah, and I think the movie has a ton of potential. I think that so much of it is incomplete.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the cut.
Yeah, if they release a director's cut, I can't wait to watch it. And I hope the movie does do well, because I'm excited to watch a sequel. I think the world that they build is great. Yeah, and I want to see more of it. Yeah. Anyway, well, let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we'll talk about what we liked and what we didn't like in Warcraft: The Beginning. So this movie begins with this voiceover about how orcs and people were once friends. And they're on this desert planet, because that's set in the future.
Yeah, I don't think they said they were once friends. I think he said the war's been over so long, we don't even remember why it started. Or something like that. I think they said they were friends. Because I don't think they ever were friends in this movie.
Sorry. Yeah, so this movie happens, their alliances are built, they become friends, the orcs and the people.
Kind of.
No, I'm saying like in future.
I don't think they do, but
I read that they do.
Do they?
Yeah, this movie's leading up to that.
Okay.
And then it all deteriorates, and then that's what this opening is.
Okay.
This opening is fucking sick. I love this. The camera's just on the back of the orc.
Yeah.
And it's like they're circling around each other, and it's just like in a desert. And they actually went to a desert to shoot it. It wasn't like a green screen background. Yeah. And I thought, oh, this is so much better than what I thought this movie was gonna. I was like, straight away, I was into it. I loved it. It was so. It was like so dark and different to the tone that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then,
but like, the thing about this movie is there wasn't a lot of like in the battle scenes, there wasn't a lot of like gore.
No, there wasn't a ton. There was a lot of black blood.
I think it was green because that was.
Sometimes it was black.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just really, really dark green.
No, okay, maybe.
Because I mean they're green orcs, so you can't expect
some aren't green, but
some of them are like sort of brown. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got Toby Kebbell's brown and his friend is brown, but then
all
his
tribe is brown.
Yeah, you have this whole, and then we cut to the orcs and they're going through this portal.
Yeah, that was. I think all the bits with the orcs were the best parts.
Yeah, all of the orcs have better characterization than any of the humans.
Yeah, for sure.
I was much more I completely forgot about him in talking about the actors. But whoever played the young up and coming wizard was fucking terrible.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
I thought he was not only a bad actor, but I thought that
he looked stupid and I hated him.
Yeah, I really didn't like him in this movie.
He wasn't
whatsoever.
likable.
I think this movie
I think it was his hair. His hair looked really out of place for that universe.
Yeah, and his facial hair.
Yeah.
Everything
his
about
whole
him.
character was
he
fucking.
He looked like a really slim Sam from
he did.
Game of Thrones.
And a bit chubby actually in the face.
Yeah, but I mean.
Sam from Game of. I thought you meant from Supernatural.
No.
Like, not really. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
Like,
so the beginning of this, they're going
his
through the portal.
his magic brand on his arm.
Yeah,
What
it
the fuck was
glows
that?
when it's like...
Yeah, like when he's
He
first
was picked-
introduced with the Vikings lad, they're like, that's the mark of such and such and such.
Yeah.
With such and blah, blah.
I was like,
And then
whoa, what's
later
going
on, it like glows when he's looking for a book.
Yeah.
I was like, what
And
the
then there's
fuck?
suddenly like a thing. This movie, we cut from the orcs to the humans. They fly away to where the wizard is. The
Wait, what?
wizard is like fingering a body.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? So he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I have to like, he's like suddenly there with like the guy, and he has to
Green
like,
shit.
yeah, he starts like fingering the guy's like mouth, and then it squirts everywhere. And I was like, oh,
Wait.
hat.
What about in the end of the movie when fucking Vikings man comes in on the fucking griffin
Yeah.
and the griffin fucks shit up?
Yeah, and it's like,
Why
why
didn't
would
they
you
have
all
more
be on it?
griffins?
Yeah.
And how did they have such a small army?
Yeah.
That was weird, I reckon.
I remember at one stage in this movie, the king was like, we need to go back in a hurry. You can take my eagle. And it's like, why didn't you all come on eagles?
Why-
Wouldn't that have...
Shouldn't they have at least like 2 or 3 griffins?
It's got the exact same plot hole as like the Lord of the Rings
Nah,
things.
Lord of the Rings is different, but because that's fucking explained in the books.
Yeah,
They
but like
can't-
you can't apply that to the movies if it's not told in the movies.
What?
That like...
Yeah, but they can't fucking fly the eagles because fucking they get shot down all the time.
Yeah, but we're not
The
told that in
eagles
the
don't
movies.
fly anywhere because they get shot down by people, and there's fucking orcs with bows and arrows, and fucking Sauron has fucking
Yeah, but you know
Black
that because
Riders
of,
on
you know that
fucking
because of the
dragons.
books, but so you can't
Yeah,
apply
but
that logic to
still.
the movie. Like, you can't like take away any plot hole simply because you read something over
Okay,
here.
but it's not a plot hole.
But it's a plot hole in the movies. I'm not saying it's a plot
Yes.
hole in the books.
Well, I'm pretty sure they actually explained that in the extended cut.
Yeah,
Extended cuts like fucking like 4 hours.
yeah.
I love the extended cuts.
Yeah. See it again. I don't understand why they even have these like
Griffin, yeah.
griffins. Like, and not only that, the griffins look awful in these movies.
His
I thought the
fucking
effects
ears.
were terrible.
It is, which I thought was the weirdest bit.
I didn't even notice.
The head is an eagle,
Yeah.
and it had fucking ears. Like, dog ears. It looked weird.
Yeah.
It's meant to be the head of an eagle. Without ears. They don't need ears. They're fucking eagles. It's half lion, half eagle, but it doesn't mean they have to have fucking ears.
Yeah.
It almost sounds to have a mane, I guess. That looks strange. Imagine eagle head with a mane. Very hard to picture, isn't it? Yeah.
An eagle head with a mane.
Yeah, like a lion's mane.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be just as weird as it is, I reckon.
Yeah.
Not weirder, just as weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Apparently, the bit where they go to the tavern at the start,
Yeah.
that's meant to be a major reference to World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Like, even in like the South Park video game, I remember they fucking visited that place.
Oh, okay.
So it must be a massive bit of it.
Yeah. I think. So the first 25 minutes of this is, I think, very hard to follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they introduce this movie. Really, it has main characters, but it really doesn't have any main characters.
yeah.
It has like 15 different characters that are all fleshed out as each other, doing things that don't amount to anything in this particular movie. Like, Toby Kebbell's doing something, Toby Kebbell's wife's doing something, the baby's going to eventually do something, Toby Kebbell's friend's doing something, Toby Kebbell's leader that without like an arm's doing something, then the wizard of that like whole orc army's doing
Yeah.
something, then you got the king, then you got the king's
Who-
wife, then you got like yeah, and I realized that this movie needs it needs an in.
Mm.
Like, it needs a character that's also new to the world.
Well,
Because, so think about, like,
I think-
Lord of the Rings, you've got Frodo's new
yeah.
to the world. So you're learning things as he's learning things.
But I think,
when you're completely thrown in...
I think the chick is meant to be that. Kind of, because she's from a different world.
I think...
But then, remember how she like learnt English in like, how long was that?
I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
Like the time is, were they there for months or was it a day? Because it felt like a day. But she
That
learned that the orcs have been in that
I
land.
think the orcs have been there for ages. Because
Yeah.
hadn't they been raiding tons of
Yeah,
places?
but they can
and
do
things
that
like
in a
that?
few days, a week maybe.
No.
Like she learned English like perfectly.
Yeah.
But I think, as I told you before, but the bit I really liked was when there's the orc and her in the cage, and then she's speaking English to Vikings man, and the other orc's like freaking out because he doesn't understand what's happening. And the way they fucking did, like, from his perspective, listening to them speak, he didn't have it in English, they had it in like weird fantasy language.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
And like in other scenes when they did that, oh, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Like the translating. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I was really surprised because I thought that this movie, that Travis Fimmel was going to become friends with Toby Kebbell.
Yeah.
But they had no interactions whatsoever.
They did like once in the scene
they
met
met
each
like
other.
that one time. And I thought that was because I thought it was going to be they were going to build an alliance together.
Yeah,
but
and
that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I think that I think that you probably should have made they probably should have made the young wizard the in to the movie because he can, but he's not.
Yeah.
His whole backstory is like one line. Like suddenly he goes to his elders, and I'm like, oh yeah, these were mentioned once an hour and a half ago,
like,
and now we're seeing them.
I quit magic because I don't remember why, but it was something dumb. I didn't want to obey the rules or something.
So being introduced to all of these people, it was. I genuinely thought it was overwhelming. I was like, I don't know what the plot is until they have this like fight in the forest that I really like. So this was like the first fight scene that we'd had since the beginning of the movie, and I thought this was really good. Yeah. And all of the action in this is sick.
Yeah. I wish there'd been more, but there wasn't a lot.
Yeah, there wasn't like a ton, but whenever there was, I also thought the sound of the action was really good. Whenever the big axe thingy, or like can't remember one of the hammer. Yeah. Whenever they like would hit somebody with that, it was this awesome thud. And it would be like, yeah.
But don't you reckon that all the humans' armor looked really fucking silly?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, but like I think it's meant to be like that. But it just looks strange, eh?
I think it's supposed to be this so overly fantasized like world that
the shoulder guards fucking weird.
And I'm all for it, like because
what about
whenever they're doing something creative, I'm all for it.
What about Dominic Cooper's helmet?
Oh yeah, he looks so like the type.
He took it over one point. He was like, "Fuck this, looks fucking retarded."
Let's talk about the first time that the orcs and the people meet in their little alleyway before they get ambushed.
You mean the valley?
Yeah, the valley. Sorry,
alleyway, man.
Well, it's like
alleys are in cities.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you understood what I meant.
Yeah, but no one else would. If like people listening to this were like an alleyway, so in the fucking city.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking that they didn't have, but
like
I was like they could meet in an alleyway of a town in one of
a gorge or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's gorge.
Gorge.
Yeah. What did you think of this?
It was a good scene, but like,
it's totally undercut by this child's death.
What child? Oh, the
son, because their whole relationship is set up where, like 20 minutes before, he's going, "Hey son, you're all I have since your mother died," and it's so
I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen later. And this scene, I think, is like the actual placing of it is good to have him on one side and having to watch him on the other side.
I thought it was retarded because that was fucking lightning.
Yeah,
and he tried to break his way through the lightning. Yeah, but he didn't die. I mean, lightning is some hectic shit, man. Yeah, he put his arm through, and his armband got like a little bit red. Yeah, he didn't get actually hurt really. Yeah, like bounced back from the lightning. Yeah. And
but it was like fantasy world lightning, so it doesn't have the same elements of real lightning.
I know, but
I really liked in this part because when the kid dies and he gets stabbed, it doesn't go all the way through. It's got the indents on his his like armor, and I like that as like a detail. And he got like thrown at like the wall. Oh yeah. But I thought there was just no emotion in this scene. I was sitting there so bluntly staring at the screen.
He didn't even look sad for ages.
Yeah.
And there was one scene when he got drunk and it was sad.
Yeah.
I remember when I was watching, I was like, he didn't care at all. There's not even one scene where he cares, and then he was like a bit sad.
And then when he's sad and he's drinking, we have Paula Patton shows up, and this whole weird relationship subplot begins.
That did not feel earned at all.
Yeah, and it was like she even goes to like kiss him and stuff, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
This is no place in this movie, and I don't want a piece. I understand it at
Maybe
first.
there's more that just hasn't been shown.
Like it's got to be that. There's so, especially because actually in between when the kid dies, and whatever scene comes after it is so odd. I can't remember what it was, but it was a really odd cut.
Yeah.
It went to somewhere completely different, and I was like, this is definitely where there was. You could tell where there was like, there's a scene missing there. There's a scene missing there.
A lot of scenes missing. Felt like
It's almost like they were like cut out all the explanation of stuff for people that don't play the games or don't want to read.
Bits with the most CGI.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think that this relationship should just be mildly hinted at, and then you can do it in the next movie.
Yeah. But then
It has more of just like a
then there's not really
friendship
that,
that's betrayed.
But yeah, because she like the whole betrayal thing was fucking ridiculous. Like there's that one dude who survived. Do you remember there was the one lad in the army who saw it happen?
Yeah.
Only one guy.
Yeah.
And he got taken prisoner, I guess, at the end.
I just assumed he died. We didn't see him.
No, I think they said
just kind of like
he got captured or something, and they'll say let him go so he can tell the others or something.
Yeah.
Something like stupid as fuck like that. And like, yeah, because that's obviously gonna come back in another movie if they do other movies and say he'll be like, oh, you'll kill the king, and like blah blah blah. And there's all this drama. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, and so on two.
What about the bit with the gun? He gets the gun from the dwarves.
Yeah.
And then like uses it once to blow that dude's hand off.
Yeah.
And then, in the big fight, everyone has guns.
Yeah.
And it's like bang bang bang.
Yeah.
And they kill all the fucking orcs.
Yeah, it's really like, it's just so wonderfully weird that they've got wizards and guns and like griffins and
Dwarves.
then orcs. And
I think there were
like,
elves.
Yeah, there were elves
purple
in it.
people
Yeah,
with
those
the
were
weird eyes.
purple people. Yeah, so it's just like this.
Why were all the
It's
magic?
almost like they created it by just throwing whatever the fuck they wanted. Like,
Why
into
were the fucking older magic people, all of their eyes glow blue?
Yeah.
Like, they were just humans, but why were their eyes glowing blue? What was special about them that makes the eyes go blue? Like fucking Ben Foster's eyes didn't glow blue.
Yeah.
But then fucking evil wizard man had green eyes, green glowing eyes. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. We have this twist.
Twist, yeah.
That turns out that there's a demon. That's right. This movie also has demons in it.
Well, actually, I looked up a bit of the backstory, and apparently, there's a lot of like demon bullshit in World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Like the whole thing is meant to be about like demons trying to take over the world or something.
Okay.
They didn't explain that at all.
Yeah.
They're just like, there's a demon or something.
Yeah. I was like, oh, so
Yeah.
this is another thing that we haven't really talked about before, but I guess here it is. And it's not that much of a surprise because Ben Foster always plays the bad guy pretty much. And he was hella sus during this whole thing. What about like he came in and he burned all of the evidence?
Oh yeah.
And then he went and he took the evidence to the main character.
What about when
And he was like he's probably just looking out for you.
Yeah. What about when he used the evil magic to kill all of the orcs?
Yeah.
I was like, obviously this cunt's bad. He used
Yeah.
the magic. All they've been talking about is how this magic is evil.
Yeah.
And he used it.
Yeah.
Everyone who uses it is meant to be evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the special effect of when they did use magic and they had the rings and things like that. Because that's the look that they're going for in Doctor Strange.
Right.
Is the there's actually a genuine hand movement and stuff to the magic being used, and it's going to create shapes and things like that.
Anytime you're doing magic in a movie, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah, I love magic, but I think magic is like one of the main things that I didn't like about this. I don't think that the magic subplot.
Yeah.
I think the romantic subplot can go, the magic subplot can go. I really just want a movie about the orcs and the humans trying to form an alliance.
The alliance against what?
Sorry?
Against other orcs? Alliance against...
I don't know, just trying to find... Because they're obviously eventually going to go to war, but I mean,
With
just...
what?
Sorry? Because the orcs want all the humans' land.
Yeah, but...
I want them, like, they can have a whole movie about them trying to find a common ground.
I mean, that's probably what the next movie's gonna be. No, I think the next movie, all the elves and
If
dwarves.
there's a next movie.
Well, there probably will be, man. China wants that shit.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I'm still not totally sure about that thing I heard how Chinese prisoners are forced to play World of
Yeah,
Warcraft
to mine for gold.
But that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So we have Toby Kebbell goes to fight the wizard orc.
Challenges them
Yeah.
after he gets betrayed by a bold brown orc,
Yeah.
and then all his tribe gets murdered.
Yeah. And his wife runs off and sends baby Shrek down the river.
But then she dies too.
Yeah, she dies too.
She died in a
Which
really
is-
stupid way because she put her fucking only weapon down in the fucking
Yeah.
grass, and then she got in the water, and the fucking orc that showed up to kill her picks up her fucking weapon and
Yeah.
like stabs her with it while she's biting him.
Can you what was I gonna say? Can you... Oh yeah. So remember in the trailers how it actually opened on her sending down the baby down the river?
Yeah.
And this came in the the third quarter of the movie, and I was like,
thought that was. I thought it was gonna be that baby was gonna grow up and then be Toby.
yeah,
Cool.
exactly. I thought that this was going to be the whole crux of the story.
I
that
thought it was
they-
gonna be a whole Moses thing.
Yeah, same. The people were going to go either after the baby or the baby was going to grow up to be this amazing warrior. I think it does. I think it grows up to be the main character, doesn't it, of the franchise?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, I'm pretty sure he becomes like a slave of an evil dude,
Okay.
and then he gets called like thrall, which means slave,
Yeah.
and then eventually like rebels or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's really ballsy, but to kill off Toby Kebbell.
I think he's meant to die actually.
Sorry.
He's meant to die.
Yeah. But I mean, like, especially
I didn't think
when.
he'd die.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to happen, and I didn't even think it did happen until it just
same,
never returned.
Yeah.
Because it's so.
He's sort of just
The
like.
fight's good.
Yeah.
And like you can understand like the whole crux of it, of like what it's symbolizing and everything. And then when people go, no, we're going to rebel, and the wizard just kills them, everyone just goes, oh, okay, we
There
won't
was like
rebel.
2 or 3 moments when all the orcs are like, "Fuck you, you have no honor," and he's like, "Fuck you, I killed like 3 of you."
Yeah,
Happened like a bunch of times.
yeah. And then and it was just it was surprising, especially because you reckon they would have like lingered onto it for some more emotional weight. And then also Toby Kebbell didn't seem to have a question about where his wife or child ever went.
I think bold.
I know
Brown
Bald Guy
man.
like sent them off, but
Yes,
did
he must have told them. He probably thought they were still alive, high in the bush somewhere.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have this whole scene up in Malekith's or whatever his name is, Medivh's place. And I was like, this can be cut out because I'm getting kind of bored now.
Alright, when he turns his blue,
he turns his
blue lake of magic into green.
Woo!
Ooh,
And
so
you
he
could even
knows
tell
that,
it was
yeah.
like there's no water or anything there. It's him and
What is that? Why does he have a big pool of green?
I don't know. It regenerated him every time he was like a week of like using too much.
I
energy.
remember at one point he said, "Up here, the magic is way quicker to make golems. Usually it takes years."
Yeah.
That means something.
Yeah. So, but don't you think like did you care about this whole scene where the big monster's trying to crush him and it's just going on, and it was detracting from the other fight that was happening between the 2 orcs, and I was like, I want to see that fight. I don't give a
No,
fuck
I think at
about
that
this wizard.
point it was when the humans arrived.
Oh yeah, the humans were arriving.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to focus on that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't need this right now. And then we do get that awesome moment, but at the end of it, when the main character like runs up and jumps onto his like eagle and they fly away.
That was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, by this point, I think it was as soon as Ben Foster kind of like turned into his new form, his demon form, was where I thought that the movie kind of.
What about
I was getting bored. I was getting bored with CGI.
What about how Ben Foster's being crushed by the big golem, and then the younger wizard man gets into the green pool, and he's starting to like turn evil, and then he just like magics it away
Well, it was because like.
because he's light from darkness, darkness from light. That was
that was so dumb.
Yeah.
I hate when they use these like metaphoric phrases, and it's like, I will remain good.
Another thing, I'm pretty sure that chick in the black box is Ben Foster's mum. I'm pretty sure she brings him back to life at some point.
Okay. That was just also
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
not necessary subplot.
Yeah.
I had one of like the better jokes in the movie where it was like, I've never seen it hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
But yeah, this big fight happens. The king decides to be killed to sacrifice.
Like, no king fucking goes in the front line of a battle.
Yeah, actually that's what
retarded.
I was thinking. I was like, why is he out there fighting? Shouldn't he just be?
Kings don't do that because they get killed, and then what are they gonna do? They're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Also, there was a point where some magic happened, and it was from the good guys, and it obliterated all the trees and everything around the area.
Yeah. When he expelled the green, and I was like, what?
That's not good.
Yeah.
That kind of wrecked everything.
How big was this massive green explosion? How many thousands of people did this fucking murder?
Did it kill? It ruined all food. Like everything's fucked now.
But like, how big was that explosion?
Yeah, so
it didn't show. It just showed a little bit around the fucking tower.
I also thought it was really weird that they didn't kill off the evil wizard orc.
Yeah, but I think he's a pretty big part, I guess.
But he just kind of faded away. Like he was like, they were all honoring the guy for having beat. Oh yeah, so let's talk about this other orc fight where you've got our main character versus orc with one arm.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like that. This is done. He just glides underneath and cuts off his balls.
And then stabs him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
so
done. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, we honor you. And like the wizard's like, kill him. Somebody kill him.
No, we're not going to kill him.
Yeah. We honor our rules. Like I like mythos where they've got their own rules, but I mean, as if they didn't kill off this guy. Like they definitely should have killed off the bad orc.
Well, that's the rules. If you win that fucking battle. Oh, you mean
they should have killed off the bad orc, like the wizard orc. Because he doesn't... It's like he's
not honorable.
He's still the most like guy in the most amount of control in the world, right? Like he has control over all the orcs. He can kill them all if he wants. So like,
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So why not? Because he just and the other orcs aren't going to do anything about it.
I don't know, man.
This movie also doesn't really have an ending. Hey.
Yeah, there's like at the end he goes, "This is just the beginning."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
and it's like, oh, it's in the title. There's a franchise.
Yeah.
Nothing's
I thought you
resolved.
loved that. I thought you loved it when they said that. When they say the title.
Sorry. Oh no, it's a joke. Okay. It's because of like how it's because of Family Guy. But yeah, I don't. You shouldn't do it. But I find it funny when they do it. Yeah, and this movie just ends on this kind of like a whimper.
Yeah. Oh, there was also the bit when the ending scene when he's like, Fazaroth. There's a ceremony.
Yeah, the ceremony where it looks like there's about 40 people there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's all that survived, I guess.
No one even attacked that big city, right?
Yeah. And then you've got like the king's children that are like never mentioned at all.
They are like twice.
They're just there.
Don't you remember when the king's leaving the city and then his family's at the gate and he speaks to the little boy and he's like, "There's no man I'd trust to look after these girls." And that's his fucking son.
No.
And he's got a daughter.
Don't recall that in the slightest. I'm sure it did happen. I don't remember it. So I think
it did look weird.
The main characters just adopted the children.
It was like my kitties.
Yeah, my kitties now.
Oh, and but then he's their uncle, but yeah, because remember his sister is the chick from Preacher.
That's his sister?
Yeah, she said, "Well, he's my bro." Remember when fucking green chick is like,
"Oh, in the cage."
Yeah, it's like your mates won't be able to save you, and you're like, "That's my brother."
Yeah,
and she is the queen. Remember?
Fuck.
You forgot about that, yeah.
I just didn't even realize who that, because that was that chick's introduction. I didn't even realize
she was in it a little bit before, I think, and then like the scene in the tavern or whatever they were.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie is just
weird.
Yeah, it's just so chopped up. Anyway, that's Warcraft.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much. Ari, how did this movie compare to your decent expectations?
I mean, yeah, pretty much met them.
Yeah.
Like, it was a decent movie. Had some good bits. Had some weird bits. Could be better if they add the bits they obviously cut out.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much met my expectations.
Yeah. I think it's really this movie's at like 2 hours at the moment.
Yeah.
They cut out 40 minutes.
At least, yeah.
They also cut out 40 minutes from Batman v Superman, and apparently the extended edition is apparently it's getting really good reviews from people that actually didn't like the original one.
Yeah.
And I think like Lord of the Rings made $1 billion, and that's a 3-hour film.
The extended cut's like 4 hours.
Yeah. But I mean, they shouldn't be afraid to put out a 3-hour film if it's going to be a better quality film. Because in the long run,
I hate that, yeah.
In the long run, wouldn't it be better that this movie's getting good reviews? It would have a better box office.
I don't understand why there's like a stigma against long movies.
They do it because you can make more money if your movie's shorter.
How?
Because you can show your movie 5 times in a day as opposed to like 3 times. So that's a lot of their thinking is why they want a shorter movie. And then there's a stigma about like moviegoers that some people don't want to go.
Lord of the Rings gets a lot of shit for being long. I guess.
Yeah, it does. It gets a lot of shit, but I mean, it's a quality movie because it's got.
Great. Lord of the Rings is my favorite.
But I mean, Avatar's close to 3 hours. Titanic's close to 3 hours.
Yeah.
All the like really big successful movies, they're long. They're in depth.
But then, why they make the Hobbit so long?
The Hobbits are all like,
Fuck the Hobbits.
Probably
Fuck
just
the
to
Hobbits.
like stay with the whole stigma of having long movies. It's funny because I think the first Hobbit's like 2 hours 50, and then the next one's like 2:40, and then the next one's just like 2 hours.
I hate the Hobbits.
Yeah.
I'm really keen to watch this cut.
Yeah.
To see if it's actually okay.
Yeah, so to anyone listening, a guy made a 4-hour cut out of all 3 Hobbit movies that are
like
truthful to the book. Like, it's only got stuff that's...
I'm not sure if it's truthful, but it's better.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the Tolkien edition or something.
Yeah, that's what they call it, yeah.
Anyway, so Warcraft, I would say, definitely exceeded my low expectations.
Yeah.
This movie dragged towards the end for me, but I was having a lot of fun with it. It's an enjoyable film.
Yeah.
The effects are pretty good for the most part. Some of them are not good, but
yeah.
Overall, the effects are good. The action's good. Duncan Jones directs the shit out of this movie. It's great, but I only liked one character in it, and he died. If I come back for a sequel, it's not because I'm coming back for the characters. It's because I really like the world. I really like the world that was set up.
I kind of liked Ragnar. That's the Viking's name. I don't remember his real name. I called him Ragnar. Ragnar's pretty cool. Yeah,
but this movie definitely is nowhere near as bad as critics are saying. This is a fun. It's almost like a early morning cartoon type of thing. It reminded me a lot of those serials that I used to watch on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, it is. It felt kind of family-ish.
Yeah, it was very family-ish.
I was thinking, a kid wants to see this movie. Just make it MA and a lot more. I reckon it'd be cool if the fights were like hectic and like bloody and gory and shit. And you're like, fuck, this is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of brutality. But I mean, even then on M, I thought that the fights were kind of brutal.
Yeah, but I feel like they're holding back.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because like they should have just shown people being like crushed and destroyed by these fucking orcs instead of just like. Should have been more.
Yeah.
Should have been like blood. That's what I would like to see.
And it's been shown by like Deadpool and things like that. The
people love that
violent
shit.
movies can make money. Got a Passion of the Christ 2 coming out soon. So.
I mean, Lord of the Rings is more brutal.
Thanks for listening to Great Expectations, guys. Subscribe to our podcast. We have a new episode every Tuesday. Join us next week when we review Independence Day Resurgence. Let us know your expectations and outcome on Independence Day Resurgence. You can email us at greatexpectationspodcast@gmail.com with any other comments, complaints, or improvements you might have. The email is also in the description. Don't have iTunes or Stitcher. All our episodes can be downloaded from our website, where you can also find our upcoming slate of movies we're set to review and other movie reviews. You can find us on Facebook. If you have a movie you'd like us to talk about, email us and it'll most likely be done on the following week's podcast. You can rate us on iTunes. 5-star reviews help out more than you might think. Until next time, don't let your expectations get the better of you. Bye, guys.
Bye.